I'm Paul Clark from Greenwood, Indiana. I think an email, I was actually looking for information on investing and stuff like that. It's been several years ago. Gosh, it's probably I've been involved in real estate since 1978. So I've been involved a long time, but I think I ran into Joe's information probably 7 or 8 years ago. I started using the lease option uh, technique pretty quickly. And I remember the first deal I did, well, we actually bought a property that I wasn't able to use the lease option method to purchase it, but I purchased it myself and I sold it several times that way. So that was pretty quick. I mean, I found out that I could do a lot better selling properties that way than I could, and I didn't like renters, so it made sense for me. Actually, it doesn't take very long to do the deal. It's getting the leads is the most difficult part of the process. Fortunately, I've developed a pretty good lead base today, so I've kind of got leads rolling in every day and opportunities, but not everything fits. So, as far as the time I spend on per deal, probably 3, 4, 5 hours total. Well, I like to do rehabs. So my best deal has probably been in that end of it. And what happened was I actually had a property I was looking at. It was a prospective property I wanted to buy. I knew I could probably negotiate it to a value that I could make money on it. But I actually happened to run into a buyer that was looking for exactly that kind of property. So I actually was able to sell the property before I ever bought it. And I don't mean legally sell it on paper because I didn't have possession or own it, but I was actually able to negotiate with that purchaser, and I established a value. And once I had the property, once I took possession of the property, I just immediately assigned it over to them. We did a rehab, and we made about $30,000 on that deal without ever using any of our own money. So that was probably the best deal. It's probably 25,000. Yeah, pretty consistently because I'm fully engaged in it. I mean, that's my livelihood. So I'm every day I'm looking for deals. I'm talking to people. Well, my personal goal is, number one, I want to build retirement. I spent a lot of years in corporate. A lot of the companies didn't offer any kind of retirement and that sort of thing. So I'm just in it to build retirement. My goal, I'm 63. So full disclosure, my goal is by the time I'm 65 is to have over $1 million in real estate assets. And I've really been just doing this full time for about a year. Had the opportunity to retire, and the company that I worked for was a good company, and I enjoyed that. But it was international business development, so required a lot of time. And this gave me an opportunity just to take control of my own time, my own destiny, and really work for myself. And that's really what was attractive to me. Well, I think it's had a tremendous impact because it's allowed my wife and I actually to work together. She does her thing and I do my thing, but we both do real estate, and that makes it a lot of fun. We talk about deals. We go out to dinner and talk about deals. So everything we do kind of centers around the real estate, even though we each have other things that we do, and we enjoy doing, hobbies or whatever. But yeah, I think having that control, being able to go see family whenever we want, that sort of stuff. Yes, I have, and I recently actually resubscribed to Joe's program, to the Automarketer system. I'd signed up several years ago for it, but I'm not a techie, and it was just I couldn't grasp it. I could see the value of it. I just couldn't figure out how to use it. So I signed up again about 30 days ago, and I'm slowly learning the system. I see a lot of value in the product. I really do. I see a product that could do a lot of things for my business specifically, but learning all the ins and outs of that system is going to take some time, you know, but I am automating, and I see that's the only way to go in the future. Got to be able to automate. I talk to a lot of people. A lot of people are brand new, and you know, the biggest mistake I see are people that don't educate themselves. They just, you know, they think that they can just jump into real estate and make a lot of money. And in fact, I'm working with a client right now that owns 15 properties, and I've pretty much got control of all those properties, and I'm reselling and marketing those properties. But the point is, he got in over his head within a 2-year period. Got in way over his head and didn't understand the game and what he needed to look at. He paid too much. He didn't have cash flow. I mean, there's a whole bunch of reasons for. So my recommendation is to new people: do your due diligence. At least hook up. And I tell everybody this: at least find a mentor. I mean, I consider Joe a mentor of mine early on in the game, and I listened and tried to apply a lot of stuff he told me, which saved me. I mean, it saved me a lot of headaches. And I suggest, don't just go out there and say, oh, I got $100,000 and I want to get involved in real estate and make a lot of money. Or I got no money and want to get in real estate. Because there are ways of doing it. But it's dangerous if they don't know what they're doing. And I suggest you get a mentor and have somebody that you can trust and talk to, that will lead you and work with you. Yeah, I think that real estate's always changing. The market's always changing. You know, obviously the pricing goes up, the pricing goes down, but the market is always changing, and the attitudes of the buyers and the sellers is always changing. And you've got to be at least cognizant of that. You've got to recognize that what worked maybe 6 months ago doesn't work today as well, and may not work at all 6 months or a year from now. And so you got to kind of keep up with the changes going on in the marketplace and learn how to structure deals differently, because the way you structure deals can be very applicable depending on the market conditions. And today, you know, the for rent method has always seemed to work, but there's times it works better. And in today's market, when prices tend to be higher, it seems like it works better today than it did when the price in the marketplace was very depressed.